Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I have been mentioning in my videos lately that I like to use Minecraft gameplay while discussing more serious subjects. And I usually have those subjects included in the title of the video. So if you're here wondering why I'm playing Minecraft, well, that's why. And the subject I wanted to talk about, often the more serious subjects, pertain with the Bible. And today is not going to be any exception to that thing. We'll be discussing, let's see here, the section from Matthew is entitled The Faith of the Canaanite Woman. Woman, singular. And we'll touch on the gameplay a little bit because I've actually played off camera quite a bit since my last video. Still haven't finished this covered bridge, but as you can see, I've at least made some progress on the ends. I do still need to get more lanterns from the villager. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. This roof here, I had built it, had it all lined up and whatnot, and then it became apparent that it was one spot shorter than I wanted it to be, so I had to tear it out, redo it. Yada yada is kind of a whole thing. Now, I don't like these windows the way I have them set up here. I might go with glass panes. Glass panes I've always found to be kind of ugly, though, to be perfectly honest. But I definitely want to be able to see through it, which brings on a whole nother question about trapdoors. And I've just been thinking about that. But anyway, to get straight to the Bible lesson, then we could discuss it a little bit. This comes from Matthew chapter 15, verses 21 through 28. And I'll just read it real quick for you. This is the NIV version. It says here, leaving that place, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. A Canaanite woman from that vicinity came to him, crying out, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is suffering terribly from demon possession. Jesus did not answer a word, so his disciples came to him and urged him, Send her away, for she keeps crying out after us. He answered, I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. The woman came and knelt before him. Lord, help me, she said. He replied, It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. Yes, Lord, she said, but even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. Then Jesus answered, Woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted, and her daughter was healed from that very hour. Now, it seems like, well, first I want to get to why I want to talk about this passage specifically. As I have said earlier when I started this channel, as well as various times, by the way, this is what I was planning on doing with the bridge, but I've said various times I want to debunk some myths, or in my opinion, misinterpretations of the Bible. I've seen a YouTube video that says, oh, well, this clearly means that Jesus only was sent to help Israel and everyone else is just screwed. And that's not what this says. In fact, if you believe that's what this says, I would suggest looking at John 3:16, which I'm not going to look up because I know it more or less by heart. And that is probably the most famous verse, and it says, for God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, so that everyone who believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That's everyone who believes in him, and that's anyone in the world. So Jesus was sent to help everyone. If you've seen that video, or others like it, well, it was a misconception. If you ever have any questions about what the Chap's mission, what Jesus' mission is, read John 3:16. Middle of the day. But getting back to the reading. Whatever the reading was I came to. I mean, obviously, it says Jesus didn't answer her at first. Now, it's pretty widely understood that Jesus came to a world he had to be executed. It's the reasoning for that is actually in Isaiah 53, which, contrary to popular belief, or not popular belief, but certain sects of Judaism have said, oh, well, that was written by Christians after the fact, because Isaiah 53 does kind of spell out exactly what Jesus' life was like. Luckily, a good portion of these villagers offer lanterns. He does not. But anyway, getting back to the the story. It wasn't a parable, it actually happened. Oh, more lanterns. Okay. Guess I traded for those earlier and forgot they were there. But, like I said, getting back to the story, it seems kind of weird that Jesus said, oh, well, I was sent to Israel. And, well, yeah. And like I said, well, let me read the excerpt from Isaiah that I'm trying to get to here. Just checked this a little bit ago, so. It's right here. It's Isaiah 53, verse 10. If you have time, go back and read all of Isaiah 53. It's worthwhile reading. Hey, this was a book that was written 100 years before the birth of Christ, per the carbon date on the Dead Sea Scroll. I mean, the book itself was probably written quite a bit before, but the Isaiah Dead Sea Scroll, which was carbon dated to around 100 BC, meaning 100 years before the birth of Christ, under the Roman calendar. Kind of outlines not Jesus' life, but more well, it kind of describes it here. Let me just get to the verse here. It says here, "Yet it was the Lord's will to crush him and cause him to suffer. And though the Lord makes his life a guilt offering," important point there, guilt offering, "he will see his offspring, or he will see his offspring and prolong his days, and the will of the Lord will prosper in his hand." That's just verse 10. I'd definitely suggest reading the rest of it if you have time, or make time, I suppose. Chapters in the Bible are not very long. You could probably read them while you're sitting on the can like I did, so. Well, my dysfunctional digestive system aside, but you know, it's worthwhile to read the whole thing. But anyway, I was saying there about guilt offering. That's the important part. Now, when this woman came to Jesus, I mean, if you read the gospel, at no point did Jesus seem particularly upbeat about the idea of being crucified, and why would anyone? But it needed to be done. Now, he knew at that point that he could, skip out on that. I mean, pretty much he could go anywhere he wanted to, and still haven't hatched. I'm not sure what they need to hatch. Oh, I think they have to be, has to be nighttime. I screwed that up. But anyway, I mean, I think Jesus knew he could go anywhere in the world and be worshipped as God. Or almost anywhere, I should say. There was, however, one place that probably wasn't willing to just worship him as a god for his healing powers, and that is Israel. We all saw what happened in Israel. Well, we didn't see it with our own eyes, but I mean, everyone by now knows that in Israel, Jesus was crucified. But if he were to go to, any other nation in the world, he would be worshipped as a god and more than likely would not be crucified. So that's why he said, I came to help Israel. Because despite the fact that he clearly didn't want to be crucified, I mean, let's face it, that's a very frightening concept. But it was necessary. Now going back to the Isaiah part. I'm not going after that glass, unless I feel like it later. It says, let me grab this again here so I can tell you exactly what it says. I don't actually read Isaiah as much as you might think. It says, and though the Lord makes his life a guilt offering. Now, a guilt offering is a sacrifice for sins. And if you feel like reading about it, you can, of course, read the book of Leviticus. Although I have said before, and I will say again, if you decide to read the book of Leviticus, I'd say at the very least get some kind of study Bible or something to that effect. Because the book of Leviticus is very difficult to read. But basically, a guilt offering would be a burnt sacrifice to atone for one's sins. So, when Jesus was crucified, his crucifixion, while being guiltless, acted as an offering to save people everywhere from their sins. But in order for Jesus to get executed, he had to go to Israel to do it. Like I said, anywhere else he goes, they would worship him as a god, and he could live quite well that way, but the mission he had been sent to do wouldn't be fulfilled. Whereas in Israel, they decided he was a blasphemer, and for that reason he'd be put to death. And they killed him, and he has acted as a guilt offering for not only Israel's sins, but everyone else's sins. So that's why he came to help the lost sheep of Israel. I mean, don't get me wrong. God did care a great deal about Israel. You know, he did reveal himself to Israel first. And through Israel, Jesus came into the world. So, I mean, not discounting anything about Israel, but yeah, here's what I wanted this roof to actually look like. Just being just below the actual heights of this other roof. So that's why I had to lift this up a little bit, and this is this valley I talked about architecturally on one of my previous videos. It's I suppose you don't think about much when you're building a house, but when you're trying to build a house in Minecraft using roofs of stairs, it's a little bit more impressive. Jeez, I have no oak. Well, that really sucks. Actually, sun's going down, and I want those turtle eggs to hatch. So maybe I'll just go inside this house here and stand around for a while. Hopefully I don't get any phantoms. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If there is any part of it you didn't understand, by all means leave a comment down below, and I will discuss it in either my next video or the one after that. I normally do more than one video at once. I actually haven't even published the one before this one, so there is some delay, but I will, if you ask me a question, I will definitely get to it. But like, subscribe, comments. Obviously, as I understand it, the like and the comment helps the channel the most. But if you subscribe, I'm definitely going to know that more people are interested in what I have to say and what the Bible has to say. I don't want to presume that I speak for the Bible, but well, like I said, like and subscribe, leave a comment, please. It does help out the channel an awful lot. I don't actually know exactly how the algorithm works, but I think it's helpful. So yeah, just have a good day. Have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.